All right, we're back with the one and only Tony Robbins. A real honor to have you here on Good Day New York.
Thanks for having me back.
So we started talking about CC Sabathia, who announced that he's an alcoholic.
Yes.
We just started asking Tony about whether you drink or not, and let's pick up that conversation.
Yeah, so we found out you don't drink, and there's
I'm not
a good
against
reason.
drinking in any way. Yeah.
But those who want that buzz, want that high, where else can they get it? What do you suggest?
Well, we were just saying that, both my parents were alcoholics, so it's not like I'm against drinking. It's just the way they behaved at that point was kind of abusive, and was very abusive, and so I didn't want to be part of that. But we all want to be able to change the way we feel, and that's what I spend my life showing people how to do. And what most people don't know is emotion is created by motion. The way you move determines the way you feel. You have 80 different muscles in your face, 80. For most people, this is the largest area of unemployment in the country. They use the face the same way, they feel the same emotions over and over and over again. So what I was saying is I have this deal with myself called priming. Every day I say, look, you got to have 10 minutes for yourself. If you don't have 10 minutes for yourself, you don't have a life. And I'm not going to hope I feel good. I just got back 6 countries in 12 days. I was in India 2 days ago.
Wow.
And I woke up here feeling like somebody ran me over with a truck.
But you got yourself psyched up.
But the way I did it is I do this process. It's 10 minutes. I put some music on. I do this massive change in my breathing, so it radically changes the way I feel. And then I do this 3-step process. First, I do 3 minutes of gratitude, where I think of 3 things I'm really grateful for, and I associate. I don't think of it over there. I feel it. And the reason is, when you're grateful, you can't be worried. You can't be fearful. When you're grateful, you can't be angry. And anger and fear are what screw people up most in their relationships, in their life, in their business. So I wire myself. I was saying to you that most people want to be happy, but their habit is to be worried or pissed off or frustrated or stressed. And so they've got a highway to stress and they got a dirt road to happiness. So I wire myself. I've got a highway to gratitude, which changes all your emotions. And then I do a 3-minute process of kind of a prayer for my family and friends. And then I do a 3-minute process of the top 3 things I want to accomplish. I see it as done and I feel it. I'm done in 10 minutes. So sometimes I go 20. But my deal is 10, so there's no excuse not to do it.
You know what? I think it's a great way to kind of set the tone for the day.
It does. It changes. Listen, we've all had times when you snapped at somebody and you felt bad because it wasn't them, it was the state you're in, right? Well, there's no excuse for that. If you prime yourself, you set yourself up. They've done studies where they go to people and they have a man walk up to you and say, could you hold this for me? He hands you a cup of coffee. It's an actor. And then he takes some out of his pocket, then he takes it back and says, thank you. 100 people, they do it with iced coffee. 100 people do it with hot coffee. 45 minutes later, another actor comes by and says, listen, we're doing this little test. For $5, would you read this 3 paragraphs and answer 3 questions? Most people say yes. It's a little story. The questions are about the character. What's the character like? 80% of the people that got iced coffee say the person is cold and mean.
Wow.
81% of the people that got hot coffee say the person is warm and gentle or nice. That's how much we can be primed by our environment. We think we're just feeling what we're feeling, but our environment, if we don't take control of our environment, it takes control of us.
Pretty wild, Tony. Now, this is easy for you to say. Look at you. You're like an investment banker. You probably have a master's from Harvard. I bet you have 3 degrees from Harvard.
No, I got a high school education.
So what happened? You never went to college?
Well, my mom, I was going to USC. I wanted to be a sports. I was taking journalism. I was getting a scholarship. And then I had some major challenges with my family. I had to take care of them. And then my mom got very upset. I have 4 different fathers. So I kind of had to take over. And so I went and started my first business at 17, and I started from there. It was working for a man named Jim Rohn, and then I started off and became a seminar broker. I actually filled other people's seminar events. And then I got better than the people I was promoting, and after a while, I decided, heck, I should do my own. And then I began to just expand and do work. And when I started turning around athletes and Olympic athletes, and I got to Nelson Mandela and Mother Teresa,
wow.
and then I got to President Clinton, and it just grew.
What was Mother Teresa doing wrong before she met you? If anything, I mean, come on.
Did she ever have a day where she felt she got off on the wrong side of the bed?
No, you know what happened? She was in San Diego, and I don't know if you remember, years ago, she got very ill, and they rushed her to the hospital. And I guess like 3 days into it, she left in the middle of the night. Can you imagine you're at the hospital and you lose Mother Teresa?
No,
and she wrote a note that says, thank you for your help, but I have to help people that are in need. I can't sit here. And she went across the border to Mexico. And she said, if you really want to help, don't send me a hospital, send me a mobile medical unit. So in those days, I was friends with a very famous actor, and he and I were both fans of hers. And I said, why don't we just go buy this, you and I, don't do a press conference, just drive it across the border, let's give it to her. We'll get a chance to visit with her. And so anyway, bottom line, we did. And when I was with her, I said to her, you know, it's such a pleasure to meet you, and I always want to learn about people. So I'd say, listen, I'm wondering what juices you? What excites you? What makes you more excited than anything else? And I'm thinking juice you and none, maybe not the best term. And she looked and she said something I'll never forget. She said, Tony, she said, what excites me most is see a person die with a smile on their face.
Wow.
I was like, wow, not number one on my list, but I'm impressed. She's an amazing woman.
So Tony, one of the critics actually that I once met said, yeah, Tony's techniques, they were great for about a year and a half and then they wore off. What do you say to that, folks?
It's real simple. If you don't work out, you don't get a muscle, right? So I always tell people there's a daily practice like priming. If you don't do that, if you get up and you just have no discipline whatsoever, you get no value of anything. Diets don't work when you don't do them. Exercise doesn't work when you don't do them. But most of the people have some experiences that they want to shift. And once you shift those things, your whole life changes. But life is constant growth. My life isn't here because I went to one seminar one time and now my life is fit for life. I work out, I train my mind, I train my body. It becomes a lifestyle. It's not just like you're depending upon somebody else. I'm not here to become somebody's guru. I'm not here to give them a gift. I'm here for them to open up their own gifts. And that's really what my work has been.
So, okay, I know you're priming yourself every day. Does it, every now and then, do you get hit by depression? Are you upset, anxious?
I get frustrated, I get angry, I get all those things. I just don't stay there. I mean, I used to be there for a month or two. I used to live in depression. I was 38 pounds heavier than I am now. I lost everything. I moved into a little 400 square foot bachelor apartment in Venice, California, feeling sorry for myself. But I got so near the end where you think life has no meaning, it scared the hell out of me, and I developed tools, and I've never gone back there. I mean, have I gotten pissed or angry? Of course. People all think, you're not happy all the time, are you? No, I'm not happy all the time. But I'm happy the vast majority of the time because I'm doing what I love, with who I love, and there's a meaning in what I do. When you have those three things, life is pretty magnificent.
One thing I was very surprised to hear, and I thought it was delightful, but you had a lot to say about nutrition at the seminar that I attended. And a lot of folks don't associate that with you. What do you eat?
Well, I'm no longer a vegan. I was a vegan for about 15, 18 years. So I eat fish and I eat vegetables, but I'm a boring diet. Now, my wife, when I first met her, she liked wheatgrass, and she was a phlebotomist, a nutritionist, and I thought this is going to be the greatest thing in the world. I went to lunch with her, and afterwards we had this great clean meal, and she had a hot fudge sundae. I said, what the hell are you doing? She was living, you jerk. You know? So she loosened me up. She has this zigzag. We zig, and then she zags and has that. And so I'm much more balanced than I was. But I'm still, you know, I'm stronger than I've been when I can lift at 55 years old than when I was 27, right? I can run faster, I feel stronger. There are limits to what you can do as you age, but thus far I haven't hit that limit yet. My event, as you know, I go on stage, I do 18 to 20 miles on the first day, and I do 26 miles. I'm on from 8 in the morning to 1 a.m. with a 1 hour break, and people can vote with their feet. Oprah says to me, Tony, she says, you know, I love you, but I can't sit anywhere for 2 hours. And then she's standing on a couch at the end on camera going, this is one of the greatest experiences of my life. Usher, same thing. Goes, Tony, I can't go anywhere for a day. And 4 days later, it's like, this is incredible.
What do you do? You have people doing calisthenics in your show? Or?
No, what it is I don't have people sitting still, right? You know, it's like, remember I said emotion comes from motion? And also, a minute feels like an eternity when you don't like what you're doing.
Right.
When all your needs are fulfilled, time flies. So I get time to disappear for people so they can transform. And I do it because I've done it for so long. I'm doing an event in LA in a couple weeks in October, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and we have 8,000 people from, I think it's 49 countries. We're translating 5 languages. And people from every walk of life, from young kids to people older, athletes, entertainers, average people will all come and become a family and transform in ways that are just extraordinary. At the end, it feels like a mosh pit, like at a giant concert with people, and they just have a blast.
Yeah, great music, by the way.
Really?
You're a heavy metal guy. I was trying to tell him that.
You like all kinds of things.
When I heard AC/DC, Greg says, "Oh, Tony likes this." Tony likes AC/DC.
Yeah, absolutely. But we love everything. We do a mix because we use music as the soundtrack to our lives. And so we pull from all kinds of types of music.
I think you were like a John Tesh kind of guy, that new age kind of, you know, that new age kind of music.
Not so much. Oh, wow. Sorry, John Tesh.
No disrespect, John.
All right, Tony Robbins. Once again, TonyRobbins.com. People can go there. And also America's Best 401k.
Yeah, or they can go to showmethefees.com.
Awesome. Tony Robbins, a real privilege.
Always
Thank
enjoy
you.
having you on.
Always great to
Thank
visit
you.
with you guys. Thanks for having me.
All right.